if you would please write Introduction to the Plant Kingdom. We're just starting with plants and learning about them, so it's important that we are able to identify, classify, or group and experiment with plants, okay? Here's a really great time that if you've not created your Gizmo account, you'll need to make sure you have it done because there's a lot of really cool plant experiments that we'll be doing using explorelearning.com. So, if you have not created your Explore Learning account already, email Miss Neville today. Email Miss Neville today, okay? Introduction to the Plant Kingdom. So, when we're learning about the plant kingdom, and you will be writing this down today, remember this lesson is being recorded. So if Miss Neville goes too fast or anything like that, the guided notes and this recorded lesson will be available for your reference so that you can complete your notes. Within our plant kingdom, we want to remember how an organism or a living thing fits into a plant kingdom based on how it eats. All plants are autotrophic. Let me say that again. All plants are autotrophic. That means they can make their own food using the process called photosynthesis. So all plants in that plant kingdom are autotrophic. Okay, that's why they're not in the animal kingdom. Once we go down a little bit further, we get a little bit more specific with our grouping. We're going to see that there are two phyla or divisions of the plant kingdom. Vascular plants and non-vascular plants. Let me say that again. There are two phylum that make up the plant kingdom. And scientists usually don't call them phylums in the plant kingdom. They call them divisions. So the vascular division or phylum and the non-vascular division or phylum. Most plants, when you think of a plant, you're probably thinking of a vascular plant. Yes, most plants, please write this down. Most plants can be classified or grouped, identified as vascular plants. A vascular plant is strong. It has lots of body parts. Yes, it's more developed. A vascular plant has a true root system, and a vascular plant can reproduce sexually or asexually, depending on the type of plant. So under that list of characteristics, let's draw some pictures of the vascular plant and its body parts. Let's draw some pictures of the vascular plant and its body parts. So I want to draw a pretty simple picture here today. I'm going to use a lighter color so you guys can see it. So a vascular plant is going to have a stem, a leaf, and roots. Could you please draw this picture under your list of characteristics for the vascular plant in your notes? Yes, a vascular plant will have leaves, a stem, and roots. That's what we mean by a true root system. Because that plant has all of these body parts that are very strong, they're able to grow very large. Trees are vascular plants. Aloe vera plants, daisies, sunflowers, roses, tulips, all of those are vascular plants. A non-vascular plant does not have all of these body parts. No, a non-vascular plant, please write this list of characteristics down. A non-vascular plant is not very well developed. That means it doesn't have many body parts. The non-vascular plant is usually smaller. It grows close to the source of food and energy, and it reproduces sexually using spores. So some examples. Some examples of a non-vascular plant would include moss. Two unique plants that we're going to be doing some research on soon, the liverworts and the hornworts. So we're going to draw a picture under our list of characteristics. Remember, if Miss Neville's going too fast for you, this lesson is being recorded and it'll be made available before you as soon as our live session ends today. So if I have a rock here, label this as a rock. Remember that moss that we find growing on that rock, some little dots there on it. That moss is going to be growing towards sunlight. It's got to be it's got to be able to see that sunlight to be able to make its own food or it'll die. And it's going to be near water. So I can bet there's going to be some water here. So the moss can soak that water up. Yeah, the job of our roots, as we'll learn later, is the roots do a really great job of absorbing water from the ground. So moss have very tiny, little bitty thin roots. So their roots have to be close to a water source in order for it to grow and reproduce. Please take some time to finish these pictures, these lists of characteristics. Miss Neville will go on in 2 minutes. We'll be going on at 8:30. Okay, so let's keep going. So as we're learning about our next slide, as we're learning about what we'll start learning about tomorrow, and you can write this in your notes. What we'll start learning about tomorrow is the parts, as in body parts, of the vascular plant. Please write this in your notes at this time. And to go ahead and get started with our notes for tomorrow, let's get a head start because we have the time. We're going to go ahead and draw a large picture, maybe half a page, of another plant. We don't want this plant to have a flower yet. We'll talk about flowering plants later on. We want to go ahead and draw a plant that has a stem, leaves, and roots. And let's make sure we label our picture. And let's go ahead and answer this question today. The purpose or the job of the roots. Remember in the previously mentioned slide, Miss Neville talked about how roots do the job of soaking up water from the ground, okay? The roots are what ensure that our plant stays hydrated, okay? So the roots absorb, that means to soak up, water. The chemical sign there is H2O. There's a reason why Miss Neville's introducing that. You're going to need to know it. They absorb water from the ground. And once those roots have absorbed that water, the stem then takes over. And the stem is going to be able to carry that water throughout the rest of the plant. What we're going to do tomorrow is dissect a stalk of celery. And through that dissection, you're going to be able to see a very important highway of the celery stalk that shows a highway inside of a plant's stem. And it's called the xylem. And the xylem carries water from the roots to the rest of the plant. So we'll start learning more and dissect a stalk of celery tomorrow to be able to look at how that stem functions. Please take some time to finish this. This will be our last page of notes today. Let's go ahead and finish up where we are now. And I wanted to talk to you about what you need to be working on today at the end of this class. There will not be a new graded assignment for the rest of this week. Okay, I wanted to give everyone time to finish working on their test, making sure any missing assignments that you've not completed were done without giving you more assignments. Okay, so there will be no more new graded assignments this week. Okay, you want to focus on making sure you get your science test done.